Chapter 14. Prayers offered by Lord Brahmaji to Lord Shri Krishna. Brahma said, "My dear Lord, you are the only worshipable Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Therefore, I am offering my humble obeisances and prayers just to please you. Your bodily features are the colors of clouds filled with water. You are gazing with a silver electric aura emanating from your yellow garments. Let me offer my respectful repeated obeisances unto the son of Maharaj Nanda, who is standing before me with counsel, earrings, and a peacock feather on his head. His face is beautiful. He is wearing a helmet and is garlanded by forest flowers, and he stands with the morsel of food in his hand. He is decorated with a cane, a buffalo horn bugle, and a flute. He stands before me with small lotus feet. My dear Lord, people may say that I am the master of all Vedic knowledge. Yes, my dear Lord, people may say that I am the master of all Vedic knowledge and I am supposed to be the creator of this universe. But it has been proved now that you are present before me just like a child. You are playing with your boyfriends and cows, which might imply that you do not even have sufficient education. You are appearing just like a village boy, carrying your food in your hand and searching for your cows. And yet, there is so much difference between your body and mine that I cannot estimate the potency of your body. As I have already stated in the Brahma Samhita, your body is not material. Brahma continued, your appearance as a cowherd child is for the benefit of the devotees. And although I have committed an offense at your lotus feet by stealing away your boys and cows, I can understand that you have bestowed your mercy upon me. This shows your transitional quality of being very affectionate toward your devotees. But in spite of your great affection for me, I cannot estimate the potency of your bodily activities. It is to be understood that when I, Lord Brahmaji, the Supreme Personality of this universe, cannot estimate the childlike body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what to speak of others? And if I cannot estimate the spiritual potency of your childlike body, then what can I understand about your transactional pastimes? Therefore, as it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, anyone who can understand a little of the transactional pastimes, appearance and disappearance of the Lord becomes immediately eligible to enter into the kingdom of God after quitting the material body. This statement is confirmed in the Vedas, where it is stated simply by understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can overcome the chain of repeated birth and death. I therefore recommended that People should not try to understand you by their speculative knowledge. The best process for understanding you is to submissively give up the speculative process and try to hear about you either from yourself, as you have given statements in the Bhagavad Gita and many similar Vedic scriptures, or from a realized devotee who has taken shelter at your lotus feet. One has to hear from a devotee without speculation. One does not even need to change his worldly position. He simply has to hear your message. Although you are not understandable by the material senses, simply by hearing about you, one can gradually conquer the nescience of misunderstanding. By your own grace only, you become revealed to a devotee. You are unconquerable by any other means. Speculative knowledge without any trance of devotional service is simply a useless waste of time in the search for you. Devotional service is so important that even a little attempt can raise one to the highest perfectional platform. One should not therefore neglect this auspicious process of devotional service and take to the speculative matter. By the speculative matter, one may gain partial knowledge of your cosmic manifestation, but it is not possible to understand you, the origin of everything. The attempt of persons who are interested only in speculative knowledge is simply wasted labor, like the labor of a person who attempts to gain something by beating an empty husk of rice paddy. A little quantity of paddy can be husked by the grinding wheel, and one can gain some grains of rice. But if the skin of the paddy has already been beaten by the grinding wheel, there is no further gain in beating even a huge quantity of the husk. It is simply useless labor. My dear Lord, there are many instances in the history of human society where a person, after failing to achieve the transitional platform, engage himself in devotional service with his body, mind, and words, and thus attain the highest perfectional state of entering into your abode. That's understanding you by speculation or mystic meditation are all useless without devotional service. One should therefore engage himself in your devotional service, even in his worldly activities, and one should always keep himself near you by the process of hearing and chanting your transitional glories. Simply by being attached to hearing and chanting your glories, one can attain the highest perfectional stage of entering into your kingdom. If a person, therefore, always keeps in touch with you by hearing and chanting your glories, and also the results of his work for your satisfaction only, he very easily and happily attains entrance into your supreme abode. You are realizable by persons who have cleansed their hearts of all contamination. This cleansing of the heart is made possible by chanting and hearing the glories of your Lordship. The Lord is all pervading, as it is stated by Lord Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Everything is sustained by me, but at the same time, I am not in everything. Since the Lord is all pervading, there is nothing existing without His knowledge. The all pervasive nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never be within the limited knowledge of a living entity. Therefore, a person who has attained steadiness of the mind by fixing the mind on the lotus feet of the Lord is able to understand the Supreme Lord to some extent. It is the business of the mind to wander over various subject matter for sense gratification. Therefore, only a person who always engages the senses in the service of the Lord can control the mind and be fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord. This concentration of the mind upon the lotus feet of the Lord is called samadhi. Until one reaches the stage of samadhi or trance, he cannot understand the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There may be some philosophers or scientists who can study the cosmic nature from atom to atom. There may be so advanced that they can count the atomic composition of the cosmic atmosphere, or all the planets and stars in the sky, or even the shining molecular particles of the sun or of the stars and other luminaries in the sky. But it is not possible to count the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As described in the beginning of the Vedanta Sutra, the Supreme Person is the origin of all qualities. He is generally called Nirgun. Nirgun means whose qualities are beyond estimation. Guna means quality, and Nir means beyond estimation. But impersonalists interpret this word Nirgun as having no quality because they are unable to estimate the qualities of the Lord. Transitional realization, they conclude that the Supreme Lord has no qualities, but that is actually not the position. The real position is that He is the original source of all qualities. All qualities are emanating only from Him. How, therefore, can a limited person count the qualities of the Lord? One may estimate the qualities of the Lord at one moment, but the next moment the qualities have increased. So it is not possible to make an estimation of the transitional qualities of the Lord. He is therefore called Nirgun. One should not uselessly labor in mental speculation to estimate the Lord's qualities. There is no need of adopting the speculative method or exercising the body to attain mystic yoga perfection. One should simply understand that the distress and happiness of this body are predestined. There is no need to try to avoid the distress of this bodily existence or to attempt to achieve happiness by different types of exercises. The best course is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead with body, mind and words, and always be engaged in His service. This transitional label is fruitful, but other attempts to understand the absolute truth are never successful. Therefore, an intelligent man does not try to understand the absolute truth by speculative or mystic power, Either he engages in devotional service and depends on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knows that whatever may happen to the body is due to his past future activities. If one lives such a simple life in devotional service, then automatically he inherits the transitional abode of the Lord. Actually, every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord and has a son of Godhead, which has the natural right to inherit it and share the transitional pleasures of the Lord. But due to the contact of matter, conditioned living entities have been practically disinherited. If one adopts the simple method of engaging himself in devotional service, automatically he becomes eligible to be freed from material contamination and elevated to the transitional position of associating with the Supreme Lord. Lord Brahmaji presented himself to Lord Shri Krishna as a most presumptuous living creature because he wanted to examine the wonder of his personal power. He stole the boys and cows of the Lord in order to see how the Lord would recover them. Now Lord Brahmaji admitted that his attempt was most presumptuous, for he was attempting to test his energy before the person of original energy. Coming to his senses, Lord Brahmaji saw that although he was a very powerful living creature in the estimation of all other living creatures within this material world, power was nothing in comparison with the power and energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The scientists of the material world have invented wonders such as atomic weapons, and when tested in a city or some insignificant place on this planet, such powerful weapons create so called havoc. But if the atomic weapons are tested on the sun, what is their significance? They are insignificant there. Similarly, Brahmaji's stealing of the cows and boys from Sri Krishna may be a wonderful display of mystic power. But when Sri Krishna exhibited his expansive power in so many cows and boys, and maintained them without effort, Brahmaji could understand that his own power was insignificant. Brahmaji addressed Lord Sri Krishna as Achyut because the Lord is never forgetful of a little service rendered by his devotee. He is so kind and affectionate toward his devotees that a little service by them is accepted by him as a great deal. Brahmaji has certainly rendered much service to the Lord as the Supreme Personality in charge of this particular universe. He is without a doubt a faithful servant of Sri Krishna. Therefore, he could appease Sri Krishna. He asked that the Lord understand him as a subordinate servant whose little mistake and impudence might be excused. He admitted that he was puffed by his powerful position as Lord Brahmaji because he is the qualitative incarnation of the mode of passion within this material world. This was natural for him, and therefore he committed the mistake But Lord Brahmaji hoped that since he was, after all, Lord Shri Krishna's subordinate, the Lord would kindly take compassion upon him and excuse him for his gross mistake. Lord Brahmaji realized his actual position. He is certainly the supreme teacher of this universe, in charge of the production of material nature, consisting of the complete material energy, false ego, sky, air, fire, water, and earth. Such a universe may be gigantic, but it can be measured just as we measure our body as seven spans. Generally, everyone's personal bodily measurement is calculated to be seven spans on his hand. This particular universe may appear has a very gigantic body, but it is nothing but a measurement of seven spans for Lord Brahmaji. Aside from this universe, there are unlimited other universes which are outside the jurisdiction of this particular Lord Brahmaji. Just an innumerable atomic infinitesimal fragments pass through the whole surface screen window. So millions and trillions of universes in their seeding form are coming out from the bodily force of Mahavishnu, and that Mahavishnu is but a part of the plenary expansion of Sri Krishna. Under these circumstances, although Lord Brahmaji is the supreme creature within this universe, what is his importance in the presence of Lord Sri Krishna ji? Lord Brahmaji therefore compared himself to a little child within the womb of his mother. If the child within the womb plays with his hands and legs, and while playing touches the body of the mother, is the mother offended with the child? And yet, not only that we is existing within the womb of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord's energy is all pervading place in the creation where it is not acting, since everything is existing within the energy of the Lord, the Brahmaji of this universe, and the Brahmas of the many other millions and trillions of universes are existing within the energy of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is considered to be the mother, and everything existing within the womb of the mother is considered to be the child, and the good mother is never offended with the child, even if he touches the body of the mother by kicking his legs. Lord Brahmaji then said that his birth was from the lotus flower, his blossom from the navel of Narayan, after the dissolution of the three worlds or three planetary systems known as Varlok, Bhuvarlok, and Swarlok. The universe is divided into three divisions, namely Swarg, Mrit, and Patal. These three planetary systems are merged into water at the time of dissolution. At that time, Narayan, a plenary portion of the Sri Krishna, lies down on the water, and gradually a lotus stem grows from his temple, and from the lotus flower, Brahmaji is born. It is naturally concluded that the mother of Brahmaji is Narayana, because the Lord is the resting place of all the living entities. After the dissolution of the universe, he is called Narayana. The word Nar means the aggregate total of all living entities, and Ayan means the resting place. The form of Garbhodakashai Vishnu is called Narayan because he is water. In addition, he is the resting place of all living creatures. Beside that, Narayan is also present in everyone's heart, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. In that sense, also, the Lord is Narayan, as An means the source of knowledge, as well as sorry, the resting place. Sorry. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that the remembrance of the living entity is due to the presence of the super soul within the heart. After changing the body, a living creature forgets everything of his past life. But because Narayan, the super soul, is present within his heart, he is reminded by him to act according to his past desire. Lord Brahmaji wanted to prove that Sri Krishna is the original Narayan, that he is the source of Narayan, and that Narayan is not an exhibition of the external energy, but is an expansion of spiritual energy. The activities of the external energy, or Maya, are exhibited after the creation of this cosmic world, and the original spiritual energy of Narayan was acting before the creation. So the expansions of Narayan, from Narayan to Karanadakshai Vishnu, from Karanadakshai Vishnu to Garbhodakashai Vishnu, from Garbhodakashai Vishnu to Shirodakashai Vishnu, and from Shirodakashai Vishnu to everyone's heart are actually Sri Krishna's expansions. Manifestations of his spiritual energy. They are not conducted by the material energy, therefore, they are not contemporary. Anything conducted by the material energy is temporary, but everything executed by the spiritual energy is eternal. Lord Brahmaji reconfirmed his statement, establishing Sri Krishna as the original Narayan. He said that the Lord's gigantic universal form is a of water known as Garbhodak. He spoke as follows: this gigantic universal form is another manifestation of your energy on account of its resting on the water. This universal form is also Narayan, and we are all within the womb of this Narayan form. I see your different Narayan forms everywhere. I can see you on the water. I can feel you within my heart, and I can also see you before me now. You are the original Narayan, my dear Lord. In this incarnation, you have proved that you are the supreme control of my. You remain within the cosmic manifestation, and yet the whole creation is within you. This fact has already been proved by you when you exhibited the whole universal creation within your mouth. before your mother, Yashoda, by your inconceivable potency of Yogmaya, you can affect such things without external help. My dear Lord Shri Krishna, the whole cosmic station that we are visualizing at present is all within your body. Yet I am outside. How can such things happen without being by your inconceivable energy? Lord Brahmaji states herein that without accepting the inconceivable energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot explain things as they are. He continued, my dear Lord, leaving aside all other things and just considering today's happiness, what I have seen, or they are not at all due to your inconceivable energies. First of all, as you alone, therefore you expanded yourself as your cowherd boyfriends, the cows and the whole existence of Vrindavan. When I saw you, and you, the boys and cows as 400 Vishnus, and they were being worshipped by all elements and all demigods, including myself. Again, they were all bound up, and you remain alone as you were before. Does this not mean that you are the Supreme Lord, Narayan, the origin of everything, that everything emanates from you, and again enters into you, leaving you the same as before? Persons who are unaware of your incarnation cannot understand that you alone expand yourself as the creator Brahmaji, the maintainer Vishnuji, and the annihilation Shivji. Persons who are not in awareness of things, as they are contemplate that I Brahmaji am the creator, Vishnu is the maintainer, and Lord Shivji is the annihilator. Actually, you alone are everything, creator, maintainer, and annihilator. Similarly, you expand yourself in different incarnations among the demigods. You incarnate as Vamandev among the great sages. You incarnate as Parshuramji among the human beings. Look as yourself. I am Lord Shri Krishna, or as Lord Ramji among the animals. You appear as the bull incarnation, and among the aquatics, you appear as the fish incarnation, and yet you have no appearance or disappearance. You are always eternal. Your appearance and disappearance are made possible by your inconceivable energy, just to give protection to the faithful devotees and to annihilate the faithless demons. O my Lord, all pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, control of all mystic powers, no one can appreciate your transactional pastimes as they are exhibited within these three words. No one can estimate how you have expanded your Yogmaya and your incarnation, and how you act by your transactional energy. My dear Lord, this whole cosmic manifestation is just like a flashing dream, and its temporary existence simply disturbs the mind. As a result, you are full of anxiety in this existence. To live within this material world is simply to suffer and to be full of all miseries. Yet this temporary existence of the material world appears to be pleasing, and here on accounts of this having evolved from your body, which is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. My conclusion is therefore that you are the Supreme Soul, the Absolute Truth, and the Supreme Original Person, and also by your incommensurable transitional potencies, you have expanded yourself in so many Vishnu forms and also into living entities and other energies. You are the Supreme One, without a second, the Supreme Super Soul. The innumerable living entities are simply like sparks of the original fire. Your Lordship, the conception of the Super Soul as impersonal is wrong because I see that you are the original person. Persons with a pure fund of knowledge may think that because you are the son of Maharaj Nanda, you are not the original person. You are born just like a human being. They are mistaken. You are the actual original person. That is my conclusion. In spite of your being the son of Nanda, you are the original person, and there is no doubt about it. You are the absolute truth, and you are not of this material darkness. You are the source of the original Brahma Jyoti, as well as the material image, the sun, moon, and stars. Your transitional effusions is identical with the Brahma Jyoti, as it is described in the Brahma Samhita. The Brahma Jyoti is nothing but your personal bodily effulgence. There are many Vishnu incarnations and incarnations of your different qualities, but all those incarnations are not on the same level. You are the original lamp. Other incarnation may possess the same candle power as the original lamp, but the original lamp is the beginning of all light. And because you are not one of the creations of this material world, even after the annihilation of this world, your existence as you all will continue. प्रसाद घर वाइफले बनाएको भन्ने वाइफ ले हाल्दै बाजे बडा पिने सेलोटी त फ्रिजमा राखेको छु मैले The material body is always full of threefold mysteries, but your body is Sachidananda Vigraha, full of bliss, knowledge, and eternity. You are also Niranjan, because your past tense as the little son of Maharaj Yashoda, is the lover of the gopis, are never contaminated by the material qualities, and also you exhibited yourself as so many cowherd boys and cows. Your transitional potency was not reduced. You are always complete, as it is described in the Vedic literature. Even if the complete is taken away from the complete, the Supreme Absolute Truth. It remains the complete Supreme Absolute Truth. And although many expansions from the complete are visible, the complete is one without a second, since all your past times are spiritual. There is no possibility of their being contaminated by the material modes of nature. When you place yourself as subordinate to your father and mother, Nanda and Yashoda, you are not reducing your potency. This is an expression of your loving attitude toward your devotees. There is no second identity to compete with you. A person with a poor fund of knowledge concludes that your appearance and pastimes, material designation, your transitional to both science and knowledge, as it is confirmed in the Gopal Tapani Upanishad. You are the original Amrit, indestructible nectar of immortality, as confirmed in the Vedas. Amitam Sarvatam Brahma. Brahman is the eternal, the supreme origin of everything, who has no birth or death. In the Upanishads, it is stated that the supreme Brahman is as effulgent as the sun and is the origin of everything, and that anyone who can understand that original person becomes liberated from material conditioned life. Anyone who can simply be attached to you by devotional service can know your actual position, birth, appearance, disciplines, and activities, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Simply by understanding your constitutional position, appearance, and disciplines, one can be immediately elevated to the spiritual kingdom after quitting this present body. Therefore, to cross over the ocean of materialist science, an intelligent person takes shelter of your lotus feet and is easily transferred to the spiritual world. There are many so-called meditators who do not know that you are the Supreme Soul. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, you are the Supreme Soul, present in everyone's heart. Therefore, there is no necessity of one's meditating on something beyond you. One who is always absorbed in meditation on your original form of Sri Krishna easily crosses over the ocean of materialist science. But persons who do not know that you are the Supreme Soul remain within this material world in spite of their so-called meditation, if by the association of your devotees, a person comes to the knowledge that Lord Sri Krishna is the original Super Soul, and it is possible for him to cross over the ocean of material ignorance. For instance, when a person mistakes a rope for a snake, he is filled with fear, but as soon as he understands that the rope is not a snake, he is liberated from fear. If one understands you, therefore through your personal teachings, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, or through the teachings of your pure devotees, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam and all other Vedic scriptures, if one realizes that you are the ultimate goal of understanding, he need not longer fear his material existence. So-called liberation and boundaries have no meaning for a person who is already engaged in your devotional service. Just as a rope is not fearful to a person who knows that it is not a snake, but devotee knows that this material world belongs to you, and he therefore engages everything in your traditional loving service. Thus, there is no bondage for him. For a person who is already situated in the sun planet, there is no question of the prince or the distance of the sun in the name of day or night. It is also said that you, Sri Krishna, are just like the sun, and that my is like darkness. When the sun is present, there is no question of darkness. So, for those who always remain in your presence by engaging in your service, there is no question of bondage or liberation. They are already liberated. On the other hand, persons who falsely think themselves to be liberated without taking shelter of your lotus feet fall down because their intelligence is not pure. If one therefore thinks that the supersoul is something different from your personality and thus searches out in the forest or in the chaos of the Himalayas, his condition is very lamentable. Your teachings in the Bhagavad Gita are that one should give all other process of self-realization and simply surrender unto you, for that is complete, because you are the supreme in every respect. Those who are searching after the Brahman effulgence are also searching after you, and those who are searching after super soul realization are also searching after you. You state in the Bhagavad Gita that you yourself, by your partial representation as a super soul, have entered into this material cosmic manifestation. You are present in everyone's heart, and there is no need to serve the super soul anywhere else. If someone does so, he is simply in ignorance. One who is transitional to such a position understands that you are unlimited. You are both within and without. Therefore, your presence is everywhere. Instead of searching for the super soul anywhere else, a devotee only concentrates his mind on you within. Actually, one who is liberated from the material concept of life can search for you, others cannot. The example of thinking the rope to be a snake is applicable only to those who are still in ignorance of you. Actually, one man mistakes a rope for a snake. The existing of the snake is only within the mind. The existence of Maya, similarly, is only within the mind. Maya is nothing but ignorance of your personality. When one forgets your personality, that is the conditioned state of Maya. Therefore, one who is fixed upon you, both internally and externally is not illusion. One who has attained a little result of devotional service can understand your glories. Even one striving for Brahman realization, Atma realization, cannot understand these features of your personality unless you bestow on him the results of at least. Weight of devotional service. One may be the spiritual master of many impersonalists, or he may go to the forest or to a mountain cave and meditate as a hermit for many, many years. But he cannot understand your glories without being favored by a slight disagree of devotional service. Brahman realization or Paramatma realization are also not possible even after one searches for many, many years unless one is touched by the wonderful effect of devotional service. Therefore, my dear Lord, I pray that I may be so fortunate that in this life or in another life, wherever I may take my birth, I may be counted as one of your devotees. Wherever I may be, I pray that I may be engaged in your devotional service. I do not even care what form of life I get in the future, because I can see that even in the form of cows and cows or cowherd boys, the devotees are so fortunate to engage in your transitional loving service and association. Therefore, I wish to be one of them instead of such an exalted person now, for I am full of ignorance. The gopis and cows of Vrindavan, the gopis and cows of Vrindavan are so fortunate that they have been able to supply their breast milk to you, persons who are engaged in performing great sacrifices and offering many valuable goods in sacrifice, cannot attain the perfection of understanding you, but simply by devotional service. This innocent village women and cows are all able to satisfy you with their milk. You have drunk their milk to satisfaction, yet you are never satisfied as much by those engaged in performing